If you're looking for a budget pair of Bluetooth earbuds that are good for fitness or running, then these might be the right ones for you. It's the Tozo T6. Hey yo, Marlon King here. You could call me the budget conscious tech enthusiast. Bit of a mouthful, I know, but that is why I am reviewing these Tozo T6 earbuds today. So why did I buy them? Well, I already owned a pair of Bluetooth earbuds, and that is the Soundcore Life P2s, and I've already done a review on that, so I suggest checking that out if that's of interest. But why I got these were because my wife wanted to start doing running, and she wanted something small that wouldn't fall out of her ear. Now the Life P2s are a little bit bigger, so I thought I'd try these, which seem to be ideal for fitness. Before I talk about how I got on with these, I'll just run through some key points of interest for these, and that is to start off with they're waterproof IPX8, which means they can go up to a depth of 1 meter for 30 minutes. Perfect for, you know, sweat, if you've got some sweat in your ear, or if it's raining. They're Bluetooth 5. They have in-ear control, so you've got like touch sensitive controls on each earpiece. They work for up to 6 hours, and the case will hold a charge of up to 30 hours. And you can charge a case within 55 minutes. So that's pretty good going. You can see they've got these little lights on the front as well to see how much charge is left in the case. Outside of that, they've claimed that they've got a deep bass, but we'll do a sound check in a minute to see how good they are. And they're very light, 4.5 grams per ear piece. So very small indeed and very light, so quite ideal. How did I get on with them? Well, I should have said how my wife got on with them, but to be honest, I decided to start using them as well, mainly because I wanted to review them, but I was mainly using them for skipping, and I would do 10 minutes skipping, mainly through the summer, so especially on a sunny day I'd be outside, sun baking on me, so I would have been sweating quite a bit. Now initially I found that they were falling out my ears, but that was because I had them the wrong way around. I was putting them in conventionally face down, and really what you're meant to do is twist them up and put them right in so they go completely in your ear. And once I learned how to do that, I didn't have any problems with them falling out at all. I say at all. Occasionally I would have to just, you know, if you felt it getting a little bit loose, you could push it back in. And that's just where I had one issue with these, and that is the buttons on these are touch sensitive. They're not tactile, clicky, push in. And what that means is when you do have that situation where you just want to push it back into your ear, make sure it's locked in, it would sometimes skip track, which is very annoying. In particular, when I was doing, like I was watching a YouTube fitness video, and so that would completely skip onto the next video on the playlist and ruin where I was. So that meant I had to stop, find the place on the video again. So I was a little bit annoyed with that, but outside of that, once you get used to how to touch it, I then just made sure I was pushing from the outside of it rather than in the middle, and I didn't have any issues. Sound quality wise, this is an interesting one. So I found they're actually really good, but mainly focused around electronic music. They do seem to accentuate the bass and treble in just the right way to give a good vibe when listening to dance music, electronic music. Even rock music to a certain extent sounded pretty decent, but I found where it differed to maybe like the Life P2s is the Life P2s tend to have a better mid-range, so there seemed to be a better quality there, but they didn't kick the beats quite as powerful as these. So on that side, I did think that this was a little bit more exciting to listen to. Right, let's start with Ariana Grande positions. Vocals nice and clear. Weird cricket sound in the top, but ignore that. So the bass on this seems a little bit too low for the earbuds to pronounce properly. You can still hear it, but maybe not the best track for these earbuds. Right, next track, Dynamite by BTS. Nice strong bass, comes through nice and clear. When the beat kicks in, actually that bass is coming through quite nicely. I'm impressed. Trebles there, it's not over pronounced. Doesn't seem to be like super high in range. That might be the track, but it ticks a box. Vocals again nice and clear. Right. Next track, Save Your Tears by The Weeknd. Again, the bass is coming through nice. I would almost say maybe a little bit too much. I would probably consider EQing it down a little bit if I was wearing these earbuds all the time. Next track, Paradise. Nice strong beat. The overall sound is just quite nice and warm to listen to. It's quite an enjoyable sound. It's not too tinny. Bass is, as I said, nice and strong again. Vocals cutting through nicely. So treble wise, it doesn't seem to be bringing in any of the super high frequencies, but it doesn't affect the sound of listening to it. It's a really nice, enjoyable sound to listen to.
Yo, 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 this is a microphone test on the Tozo T6. I am now using a special app to record this so you can understand how it sounds. Due to Bluetooth limitations, it's not going to sound great anyway, but I'm now walking into a different room away from the phone just to confirm that this is definitely using the microphone in the earbud. Hopefully it sounds usable for phone calls and things like that. You're not going to be able to use it for much else, but this is a microphone test finished.
What else? Well, when adjusting volume, I found, now this might be my phone, this could have been, or the app, it could have been a lot of things, but I found in particular when using these, adjusting the volume up and down, it seemed to go in quite big increments, and I found myself quite often turning it up one notch and it was just a dash too loud, and turning it down one notch was just a dash too quiet. I couldn't seem to find that sweet spot volume wise. As I say, I'm not sure whether that's specific to these or something else, but that was definitely one thing I did notice with that. What else? The only other thing design wise, I think these are really nice, a lot more compact than Life P2s, so perfect just to slip in your pocket or anything like that. The only thing I would have liked to have had would have been a USB-C rather than the old USB mini or micro connector, so that was the only bit I was a little bit upset with design wise. So battery life wise, these aren't too bad. They seem to last 5 or 6 hours fine. Charging wise, again, not a problem. The only thing I found was during the summer, I did find the case seemed to lose charge rather quick. I'm not sure why, but I think there was a period of maybe 5 or 6 weeks that it wasn't used, and when I come back the case had seemed to have lost its charge. So I would say whilst it's great, charge it up, use it all the time it's in use, doesn't seem to be a problem, but if you're leaving it around unused for quite a while, it does seem to lose charge. So that's one thing where if you want long battery life, the Life P2s might be the better way to go. So overall, what are the pros? Well, the pros for me are that they're small and light. Really good for electronic music or dance music, so if that's your bag and that's what you mainly listen to, then great, definitely worth getting. They're all good for fitness. I didn't seem to have too many problems, as I mentioned, once I worked out how to keep them in my ear. No problems at all without, when I say keep them in the ear, without pushing the button, of course. So water resistance, great feature to have, and also Bluetooth 5. What are the cons? Well, for me, a little bit of a nitpick, but the USB-C. The battery life isn't as good as some other brands, such as like the Soundcore Life P2s. And the controls, a little bit fiddly. I would have preferred a button that clicked rather than just a touch sensitive button, because that seemed to be more hassle than it was worth. Which brings me on to the MK rating. And that is, we've got 5 categories, let's run through them. So price, 5 out of 5. The reason for that, being budget conscious, I paid £35 for these, which I think is pretty decent. I mean, at the moment they're up for £30. I don't think you're going to get much lower in price for a set of Bluetooth earbuds. So for that reason, I think 5 out of 5. Sound quality wise, 3.5 out of 5. As I mentioned, they seem to be a one-trick pony, really quite good for electronic, maybe rock, but outside of that, seem to process it in a particular way. I felt that other genres of music weren't quite as good with these. Also, as I mentioned about the volume increments, and I think if you look at all of the more expensive earbuds, there's a lot more scope for sound quality to improve. That doesn't mean this is bad at all, but for me, that's the score I've given. Battery life, again, 3.5 out of 5. If it had held its charge for longer when not in use, that would have been good. And also, as I've seen other earbuds, the case can hold up to 40 hours, so it's not going to get the top score. Looks and practicality wise, I've given 3.5 out of 5. I think great size, great weight. Obviously that does compromise things like battery life, but I would have liked to have seen the more modern USB-C connector to it. It is very plain. It's, you know, outside of that, it does the job, but it's not flashy. So 3.5, I think that's reasonable for that. It's not really going to affect anything, is it? So that means an overall score of 3.9 out of 5. Well, I believe that's it. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That helps me get the video out in the algorithm so more people can view it. And if you could leave a comment below and let me know, would you consider buying these, or are you looking at a different brand or type of earbuds? Maybe something you want me to review? Let us know down below. And of course, I have, as I mentioned, already done a video about the Life P2s. So go and check that out if you're not quite convinced about buying these. If you want any more videos like this, don't forget to hit the subs button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.